Action News reporter Gene Higginson is live with how this complex deal is drawing mixed reaction from the city council. Gene?
That's right, Warren. Well, Fresno's mayor and the city manager say this deal pretty much gets the city off the financial hook if Trump follows through or if the deal falls apart. But not everyone is convinced. Mayor Alan Autry believes Trump's offer to put his options, in effect his own money, on most of the Running Horse property makes it a deal worth doing.
What we're dealing with now, I think, is absolutely the framework for a deal to be made that puts the city at a minimal risk.
Trump would put 90-day options to buy on the land held by the lenders who took 436 acres back in a bankruptcy auction. The city would then have to secure another 50 acres owned by a few different individuals, then sell it all to Trump. 20 of those are held by a Mr. Ho, who has so far refused to sell. Trump wants the city to deal with him because the city can force a sale.
And that's why we retain the power of eminent domain, is if it gets to the absurd. If somebody property is worth, say, $3 million and they want to hold out for $20 million, it's clear the law was written for the greater good of the city.
City Council member Brian Calhoun says he thinks the deal sounds good, except for the possible use of eminent domain.
And we're going to be the poster child for the bad use of eminent domain, because we'll be on national news. Your national networks will pick it up that Fresno, California is using eminent domain to throw somebody off their land to buy Trump a golf course.
And I kind of resent it because, you know, it's silly and it's really denigrating the people that live in Southwest Fresno to frame this as giving something to a billionaire developer.
Autry says the development would mean jobs and prosperity. Councilmember Jerry Duncan thinks it all sounds promising.
The bulk of risk has now been shifted to the Trump organization, which has been my big concern. I was not going to put the taxpayers at risk.
But Councilmember Mike Dages feels there are too many unanswered questions.
You're just putting everything in place to maybe buy something. I don't do maybe transactions.
Now, the transaction that the City Council will be asked to approve at their meeting on Tuesday is a memorandum of understanding with Trump. Now, if it gets 5 votes and passes, the city manager says a real contract could be in place in about a month for the City Council to consider. And if that's approved, they say, well, construction on the golf course and development could start within 60 to 90 days. The goal is to have a golf course completed in time to get a PGA Tour event perhaps as early as next year. Reporting live from downtown Fresno, Gene Higginson, ABC 30 Action News.